Going to model this particular part for which Namaste everyone. In this video we are going to model this particular part for which you can see two views have been given, and there is another cross section that is being given over here, and we are supposed to model it in 3 dimensions. So the 3D model after it has been built will look somewhat like this. Now if you look closely, there is one error, one difference in the 3D model that we have been shown and the views that we see at the top here. The counterboard holes that we see around here, they are facing on the right side over here, and here, in spite of this being a third angle projection, when we see from this side, it is supposed to be visible over here. And also when we see the 3D model, we can see that the counterbore is facing on the upper side, whereas here they have been shown to be facing on the lower side. So this is one mistake in the model that we have been shown. So what we will do is we will just ignore this mistake over here, okay, and accordingly modeling it. So when we see this these diagrams, the one thing that we see is this is kind of an object of revolution. So what is the cross section for this object of revolution is the first question that comes to our mind. So when we see it over here, it may not be obvious because the section plane is passing through here, and the section AA is passing through here, and when we see here, this is an aligned sectional view. Aligned sectional view means we can see that the section plane is coming all the way here to the center. After it comes to the center, it is going in this direction. But when we are drawing the sectional view, this section, which is actually inclined, will be made straight, and then its cross section will be drawn over here, so that when we see the sectional view, it should appear symmetric. But there is a disadvantage of this, and that is that we will not see the actual cross section of the object of revolution anywhere in this diagram, and that is the reason why a section BB has been created over here, and that section has been given over here. So this is the cross section with which we will have to create the revolution. Okay, so this is the rough shape of the object of revolution, and then dimensions and all we will have to take it from over here. So let's proceed to make this part, and of course first we will have to set the working directory, which I will set in a folder of my name on my desktop. Click OK. With the working directory being set, I'll choose a new file, give it a name. This is class underscore 5a, being the first problem. Okay, this will open the new part file with default options. So now I have to create this cross section, which I will create it on this plane. Okay, I'll select this plane and I'll go for revolve. Now because this is not reorienting by itself, I'll just click on this to reorient it, and let's proceed to draw this cross section roughly, as roughly as possible. Right, so let me start over here. So while creating this cross section, one thing you have to make sure is the equal constraints. You should try to avoid them as far as possible. Right, so the way to avoid them is right click 2 times, and you can see that there is a red cross mark on the constraint of equal to. Okay, and that means that even though it is getting highlighted, the constraint will not be created. So just go ahead and create. So once again right click 2 times, and then a little inside and go up, and a little left, right click 2 times, right click 2 times. We don't want any equal constraints to be applied, whereas here we definitely need an equal to constraint because we have to come back to this. Right click 2 times, up, and a little left. So come out of this. Now this point and this point we just want it to meet. Okay, so let's just choose corner, this and this. All right, so now we can see that our cross section has formed fairly good, nice way. So next thing for us to do is to place an axis of revolution. As soon as we do that, all the dimensions will be recreated, and most of these will result in diameter instead of radius, which we were shown earlier. So let's fit it, and now we will have to go ahead and give all these dimensions correctly. Right, so all these dimensions are given over here, you can see. So let us start from the innermost one. So the innermost dimension here is given as 10. So let's go with this as 10, and then yeah, this one is, this is coming up over here as 12. Let's go ahead and make it 12. All right. Then we have over here, that is 34. And this one just here, that is 40. So for this, which is this one here, this is 40. And then the outermost is 42. That's the outermost is 42. And what is this one? This is for the bottom one. Well, bottom one means this over here, that is given as 20. So let's make it as 20. Okay, so having set all these dimensions, now we have to focus on the heights. So the height here from the bottommost, it is 2 here. So this dimension here is 2. Then from 2, this length here has been given on this side, that is 3. So this length here is 3. From there, the next height, which is this one, is 11. Okay. Let's bring this close to each other, close to the diagram, and click on this bit to see a larger view. Right, so over here, this has got to go down. How much down? Check it. This here, you can see this height is just 1 mm. That's just to be 1 mm. Right, so now it has got all the dimensions fed and all the constraints are applied. And we also have the axis of revolution, so we can just create the object of revolution. So we can see the shape looks very much similar to what we have over here. The pink shape here, which is highlighted, is very much same to this shaded and this hatched area that is shown here. So click OK, and the object of revolution will be created. Click OK again, and this will be finished. Next thing that we need to do is to create this particular thing. So for that, let's choose this place, go for extrude, and then orient it properly. Next, I'll choose a rectangle. First endpoint, I'll click on this arc. The second one, I just need to constrain so that it falls on the other side of that. It should be highlighted with green. Fine. Now, middle mouse button to come out of this command, and when you see this closely, when you drag any one of the edges, you can see it is moving symmetrically, because this point is on this arc and this point is on this arc. Fine. So that ensures that it moves symmetrically. Now just move it up a little, and then take a circle midpoint like this, come out of this and trim it out. Okay, so this is the shape that we wanted. Right. When we see the radii, it is 3 times of radius 5. So it is 5. Let's make it radius 5, and the distance of this has been at radius 25. So we can go with construction circle from here to center this. Okay, and the radius of this has been given. So let's go for dimension, choose this, mid mouse button, mid mouse again. So radius has been given as 25. So this is 5, this radius is 25, and that is the cross section we need. So click OK, extrude it on the other side, and we want this to extrude only up to this surface. So let us choose up to a reference, and that reference we will choose as this surface. So we can see what we wanted has got created. So the next thing for us to do is to create hole of this. Okay, so there is a counterbore hole you can see over here, and the mistake that is being shown here in the side view, we will avoid it and we will create it from the upper side. Now before we do that, we will need an axis. So choose axis, click on this surface over here, and you can see the axis gets created. Click OK. Now we need a hole. So go for a hole, go for drilled option, we will get counterbore option. Then when we go for shape, we will be able to define all the dimensions. So the counterbore diameter is 6.7. The hole diameter is 3.6. It is already 3.6. In case it is different in your case, in your system, you can you'd have to change it. Then the height of counterboring is 1.6. Okay. And this has to be 2 next. So that should go all the way down. Okay. So these are the dimensions for which we need the hole. And having this, having defined the shape of this, now we have to go ahead with the placement. Now for the placement, just click on the axis first, and you can see the hole will be created, and it will just keep moving on the axis somewhere. Next, we have to press Ctrl and select the top face. So having selected both of these, you can see they have both got selected over here, and the type of hole is automatically changed to coaxial. So whatever axis we selected, it will be on the same axis, and it will start at this surface. Okay, and all the dimensions have been set over here already. Okay, so now click OK, and the hole will be created. The next thing we have to do is to create copy of this. 3 copies of this we'll have to create. As you can see over here, 3 copies of this we'll have to create. So the way to do that is to first select all 3 by pressing Ctrl, and then you can see the pattern is not active right now. So click on this arrow and go for geometry pattern. So once you select geometry pattern, you can see there will be a lot of options over here. So the one which we need is axis pattern, and now it is asking us to select an axis. So select this axis. You can see it is selected that over here, and then we need just 3 copies. So change this to 3 copies. So what we see here is 90 degrees, and the copies are appearing at 90 degrees. We don't want this. We want angular extent, which means all the 360-degree angle will be filled with it, and the 3 copies will be equidistant, equiangular, so to say. Fine. So having set this, now click on OK, and it will update to show that there are 3 copies created over here. So once this is done, we will have to create these ribs over here. Now in order to create the rib, we will have to create a sketch first, and that sketch will be created on this face. Okay. So once this is selected, click on view to normal, click sketch, then click on view normal, and now we will need reference points. Fine. To get the reference points, we need to see the hidden edges. To enable the hidden edges, click on this option over here and click hidden, and you can see the hidden edges are now visible. Okay, so now take a line, start at this endpoint, then proceed to this endpoint. Click mid mouse button to come out of the control. So these 2 reference points we have taken to create this sketch. Now this sketch we will use to create a rib. Now click OK to come out of the sketch. Keep the sketch selected, and then go for rib option. If it is not visible directly, sometimes this option will be default. So just click on the arrow and choose profile rib. Now you can see the profile rib is coming, but the direction is outside. Hence it's not coming. So just make it inside. Okay. You can also just shift to a shaded view to view that clearly. Now we see here this is 6 times and the thickness is 3. So just make the thickness as 3, and we need to make 6 copies of that. We will not make it now. We will just create one rib at this point, and then we will create a pattern of this, okay, to create all the 6 copies. So click OK, and you can see the rib has been created. So once the rib is created, select the rib and go for pattern. Okay, we don't need this pattern, so select this, click arrow, again go for geometric pattern. Okay, so from here choose axis. Again, axis that we need is this axis. Once again, you can see the 4 copies are created. We don't want 4, we just want 6 copies, and the angle between them is not 90 degrees. We want this to fill complete 360. So just click on this button and it will fill complete 360 degrees. So click OK. I can see that the ribs, the 6 copies of the ribs have been created. So that completes the part model which have been given here. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions or doubts, and if you want any more such problems to be solved, just let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in another video. Just till then, goodbye. Thank you. Now just one more thing before I end. Please share these videos with your friends, and if you feel that these videos are useful, just encourage them to subscribe and take membership.